Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. Today's video we're going to be breaking down some gameplay from a subscriber, and I typically do these types of videos to help players improve overall. What we're looking at right here is a player that's playing on 6.6, has about a 1 KD and almost 300 score per minute. If you are new to the channel, you'd like to see more of these types of videos or other in-game breakdowns, best class setups, or overall tips and tricks to improve, make sure you hit that subscribe button with notifications on. Also, anyone watching the video, if you do enjoy the video at any point or learn even one tip from the video, remember to hit that like button. I'd love to get this video to 150 likes. If you could do that, be very appreciated. One little disclaimer, because I did see a couple comments down in the comments section on the prior video. Keep in mind that this is a subscriber who's uploading a video to try to get better. They're not submitting a video just to say that they're a godly player or beastly. So don't be a troll down in the comments section telling them that they suck or anything like that. The whole point of this series is to help people improve. So if you see that type of behavior down in the comment section, definitely let me know and I will go ahead and block them from the channel, because we don't need that type of thing on this channel. This is definitely a positive, supportive channel, and that's the whole goal, is to help players get better at Call of Duty. The first thing we typically look at is the loadout, and right here you can see he's using Airborne with Concuss, so he gets those extra bouncing betties and tacticals. And then he's using a PPSH with advanced rifling, extended mags, and a grip. Still a pretty good class. You could always drop the grip for maybe steady aim, which you'll see in this video would have probably helped him out. Or maybe using rapid fire if you want to get those kills just slightly faster. But for the most part, this is a pretty solid set of attachments for the PPSH. This subscriber actually updated a few different matches for me to choose from. What you're going to see is a little bit more chopped up, so I can emphasize some of the most important parts from this video, which are maximizing your division choice as well as adjusting to your opponents by moving around the map in a different way, and then also focusing on certain aiming elements as well as hip firing more. So what we're going to do is kind of break that down. I'm going to kind of chop up some of these areas just because it gets a little dead in between kills or in between deaths. So we're going to go ahead and focus on just the highlights from this specific match. And as we transition to the second match, we're going to do the same thing. So what you guys saw in that initial opening rush is he came up that left side and got sniped by someone essentially camping in their spawn. So once you notice that there's a camper sniping in their own spawn, you have to approach this differently. I would avoid the left side of the map in the middle, and I'd focus on that right side, because that's where the SMG is going to excel compared to a sniper rifle. It's pretty much the only sight line where at that range you can actually kill a sniper before they get a chance to get you, and you can come up and flank them. So right here he's going up this left side again. You can see where he's positioned. He gets a pretty easy kill there. The sniper wants to hit him right here. He can, especially if they're a good sniper. He goes and pushes and spawn a couple different teammates. You can see right here he comes around the corner. There are some teammates pushing to this edge, but you're going to see how that lack of choice of actually choosing which direction he wants to go will get him killed a few times. So let's go ahead and skip ahead. During this sequence, he actually has some pretty good shots and pretty good aim, so probably his sensitivity is pretty good. But one of the main advantages with Airborne is that you're able to run, hip fire while shooting, and be able to be incredibly accurate, especially if you're running steady aim. That's the main advantage you want to use. Right here, he's going through the spawn and essentially flipping the spawn. So initially, someone would say, well, why is that a big deal? Well, at the end of the day, it does end up being a big deal. So you can see he's pushing this left side, and you know the enemy team's coming out of spawn, and you're going to see what happens. He decides to go left instead of right, knowing that there's a sniper on the other team, gets him killed wide in the open, doesn't even have a chance to kill the guy. So that's one reason you don't want to flip the spawns, because when you know where people are spawning and you're very close to where their spawn point is, you can make it significantly harder for these snipers to get you in that sight line, because he's just hard scoping. You come out of the open because you got to run across the map. You end up putting yourself in a bad position. And obviously, since you have Airborne, you're going to be naturally inclined to run because you feel like you're running fast. You end up getting yourself killed. Right here, you can see he aims down sight a lot. But typically the advantage is you want to be able to hip fire and then aim down sight. So hopefully you've hit the enemy a couple times before you even sight in. Right here he's still kind of patiently aiming down sight, ends up just getting outgunned. Let's go ahead and skip again to another example. So right here's another perfect example of him running through the spawn. He ends up getting a kill, dies, and then the spawn's flipped. And then he decides to run out of spawn to cross the map. And when he should stay on this left side, he ends up going to the right. How many of you guys can guess what happens? I'm not going to even say anything what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure you guys can guess. If you guys are right, go ahead and down in the chat below and put that you're right or you're wrong of what you thought was going to happen. Imagine that, he gets sniped while running in the open. You definitely got to push this left side when you're coming from this side knowing that there's a sniper. So that's an example of adjusting to your opponent. But this next example is going to be all about centering. So let me slow it down for you guys real quick. So his first example, he's pretty much on point. But you can see as he comes around the corner, he's ended up pointing at this wall. There's literally never going to be an enemy at that wall. He should be at the stairs or to the right. And you can see he just drags his crosshairs while aiming down sight, which is a little bit harder to do. So that's definitely a case where he could have probably came out of ADS and really snapped onto the target, or fired the weapon and then re-engaged with the ADS and killed the target. So for this next example, he runs right off spawn right after that death, and then he's end up repositioning himself. He's actually going through the middle of the ship, which is still a good move. It looks where his teammates are. He does push to this top right instead of the left where his teammates are. But what he does miss is there's actually a guy underneath him camping. You can see him pop up on the minimap right here. And then as he goes, he continues to push through, and he's low health. He just got hit, and so instead of backing up to cover, he ends up getting damaged from the front and shot in the back. Right, here's another interesting gunfight because he takes out this first guy, pretty much lasers him. For the most part, he gets the hit. And then this guy, he should have come around the corner hip firing, but he kind of struggles with ADSing and hip firing, ADS and hip firing. And he kind of is in a bad scenario right there while he's trying to aim down sight. So let's go ahead and transition to the second match, which is going to be on Flak Tower, and see how he plays this a little differently, or you make similar mistakes along the way. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, remember to hit that like button. If you'd like more, make sure you subscribe with those notifications on for all that type of content I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead. Same class setup, so nothing to look in there. I actually like how he handles this opening rush. He pushes out to this right side. Doesn't see anyone there. Looks a little bit of pre-aim. His teammate's in a gunfight here. He's pre-aiming, making sure he's ready for the guy to come around the corner. Absolutely destroys him. Comes around and continues to pre-aim. Does pre-aiming really well, so that's something he does pretty good often. See right there, snaps on, gets a headshot, melts. Even though the headshot doesn't matter, it does feel good when you get that little bit of a ting from the hit marker. And right here, we're going to actually see him make two different mistakes. He kills this guy, and then he comes around, he pushes the spawn, and gets killed while he's reloading. He should have maybe stayed in that window, and then actually reloaded, and then push the spawn if you want to push the spawn. But the real mistake is that he has two bouncing betties. Why not put one at the doorway as he clears the doorway the first time, kills the guy in the window, and then when he's pushing the doorway, or he goes back to mid, the bouncing Betty will take care of the guy running through the actual doorway. This next one is all about having the patience to heal, as well as not trust your gun skills that much. He's clearly in a bad position, already gets tagged up a couple times, and then chooses to peek out, not full health, basically one shot, and try and kill a guy in the window. And again, he's rushing almost through mid as if he didn't learn anything from that first engagement. He ends up clearing it without getting shot, but odds are, if he would have done that with someone who was really good in that window, they would have melted him coming out that doorway again. This next sequence again goes back to that patience and making sure you're at full health. So many times you're going to lose gunfights before they even started just because you're not at full health. You see he's 3 tagged right there on the screen. He's starting to heal, comes around the corner, gets 1 bulleted, and essentially destroyed because he wasn't at full health. He should have just camped right there. I know it's a bad taboo word to camp, but he should have slowed down, make sure you get that full health. As he came around the corner, then at least have a gunfight. Not to get 1 bulleted by a guy who may or not be better than you. I do want to point out something very specific to World War II. Because of the mechanics that are built in with the slow sprint out time, slower ADS compared to the previous Call of Duty we've had in recent years, this is a play style, and the type of style that I'm talking about is more geared towards being good at this specific Call of Duty. It's boots on the ground with those certain limitations. As the game develops, and if there was different tactics, he could have probably done that because his movement could have been an advantage in that case. But not being able to react to someone when you're 1 bulleted, pretty bad scenario in pretty much any Call of Duty. But at least in prior Call of Duties with the advanced movement, you could at least come out of the air. They wouldn't hit you. You could hit them 3 or 4 times before they even land a bullet. So obviously there's certain variation there, but at the end of the day, playing slower is typically better on World War II. For whatever reason, the enemy team completely left. You can see there's pretty much only 2 people on the other team, even though they're up by a couple points. So all I'm going to do is kind of end the video there. If you did enjoy the video in any way, remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn those notifications on. If you want to be featured in the next video, make sure you comment down below after you've updated the video with #review. See you on the next one. Thank you all for watching, and as always, have a great day.